John, can you tell us what the purpose of the union's turning out here is tonight?
I mean, basically it's just to show our opposition to the cuts that are being forced on councils like Liverpool up and down the country from the ideological plans of the Tories. I mean, obviously they're working with the Liberal Democrats as well, but I think it's been emphasised today that apparently the Lib Dems are now not sticking with the promise that they made to work together to set a joint budget with this council.
And what do you think that'll mean for them in the long term?
I think we're looking at literally the end of the Lib Dem party, certainly locally and hopefully very soon in the future nationally.
So Natasha, why is it so important that the Belvale Children's Centre stays open?
Because it's a major part of the community, the staff, the children, everybody that goes there work together. And
do you find that, I mean, some argue that the children's centres and the nurseries that have been targeted are allegedly in better off areas than others. Do you think that's true, or do people still need that there as much as everywhere?
No, I do think that people need it, because a lot of the parents I know from our centre have said that they're going to have to give up work. You know, they're going to have to give up work, or like myself, I'm in university. I've been to other nurseries in the area and I don't find any of them suitable. I don't find the standards suitable, and this is why we're fighting to keep our nursery open. So, because I mean, if parents have to leave work, or like myself leave university, it's going to have a knock-on effect with the lives.
Right, so what brings you out here tonight?
Well, we belong to Croxteth Hall Heritage Guides, and all the education budget at Croxteth is being cut. So we want to save the Ranger Service, who provide all the resources for our school children to visit and learn of their heritage.
What do you think about the idea that if the council's trying to save essential services, is yours an essential service?
We are nearly 40 volunteers. We don't cost the council any money. In fact, we bring in a lot of money because the schools pay for our services, which are free. So all we need is some rangers to organise and provide the resources so we can show the children. We're free.
So you are already the big society in action then, aren't you?
Oh, more than. We've been working at Croxteth Hall now for over 20 years. There's a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, and a lovely setup that works for all the schools, not only in Liverpool but in the northwest. All this is going to be lost for the sake of keeping on the Rangers.
So you're a parent of a child who uses the Knotty Ash nursery.
Yeah.
Why is it so important for you and for other parents that it remains open?
I think it's so important, not just for me as a parent and having a child in there. I think it's important for the staff as well, because they really go out of the way, like everybody else in the children's centre, they really go out of the way to make your child comfortable, and it is a really good reputation to the nursery as well, and I think it's going to be a great loss if that nursery does get closed down.
And you yourself, you study at the moment, don't you?
Yeah, I do study. I do voluntary work in the nursery 12 hours a week as part of the MVQ.
So your own education could end up being scuppered by this closure as well in some respects?
Yeah, it will do, because at the moment I can't afford. I used to work. I worked up until 7 months I was pregnant, but I had to pack in work. But at the moment I cannot physically or financially afford to get my child minded, and Knotty Ash nursery really do well about with my education.
So what do you say to those people who may say, well, you know, it's a well-off area, you know, you'll have to look after yourselves, there are poorer people who need the help more?
No, it isn't, because I left school, I couldn't read or write, and Knotty Ash nursery are giving me a chance to go back and educate myself. And for people who say you should look after your own child and pay for your own childcare, I've worked from when I left school up until I had my child. If I could afford childcare, I would pay childcare.